Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Time Alone with You by Jacob Collier featuring Daniel Caesar. So, when I was in university, a colleague of mine who was a jazz musician introduced me to Jacob Collier with the Flintstones theme song. And even though I really haven't followed up on much of Jacob's music, just that one arrangement from Jacob, you could just tell. Not just his skill in musicianship and his skill as a well-rounded musician, but you could tell the passion he had in music. You can't achieve that level of musicianship and knowledge of chordal progression without a deep love of music. And it has been several years since I've even heard any of his music, and I am so excited to have the opportunity to listen and react to him, and I hope you guys are excited as well. So without any further delay, let's jump into it.
Two, three, four, five.
If you wanna get sunshine, walking on the rooftop, moonlight, I'ma go get some time alone with you. Yeah, we could go dancing all night, soak up the disco, moonlight. I dig it when I get that time alone with you.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. See the sun up in the sky. Oh. He's gonna shine on you.
When I'm alone,
it's a beautiful Sunday evening. And when you see the little moon, you know gonna let it shine on you. Open up the sky, let the ground fall down.
when I'm alone with you. If you wanna get dirty, all night, slipping on the mudslide, we could cut the chit chat. Give me that time alone with you.
Oh yeah.
We could skip the border all night, swim around the ocean. Moonlight, an octopus like when you give me that time alone with you.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. You see the sun up in the sky. He's gonna shine on you. And when you see the little moon, you know gonna let it shine on you. Open up the sky, let the world fall down.
When I'm alone,
Out in the sunshine,
when I'm alone,
he's gonna shine on you.
all night star bright shines down on me. So good, so bright, you're all I see. At times may find our hearts grow heavy. So good, so bright, you're all I need. Give me that. All night star bright shines down on me. So good, so bright, you're all I see. At times we may find hearts grow heavy. So good, so bright, you're all I need. I know you wanna make it to Nirvana, lay all day in bed with me and teach me how to love ya. You wanna be my partner, but baby please believe me, loving me ain't easy. I'ma need some time with you. You gon' need some time with me. Who knows what we're gonna do? All I hope is you don't leave. All night, star bright, all night, shines down on me. I'ma need some time with you. So good, so right, you're all I see. Need some time with me. At times we may find hearts grow heavy. Hearts will grow heavy. So good, so right, you're all I need. 'cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. The most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. 'Cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. The most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. 'Cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. The most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. 'Cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. If you wanna get sunshine, walking on the rooftop, moonlight. We could cut the chit chat. Moonlight. I dig it when I get that. Moonlight. I'ma go get some time alone with you. Time alone with you. Time alone with you.
Oh. Where do I begin with this? I have a lot to say about the music, so I'll start with everything outside of the music. Having the sun and the moon represent Jacob and Daniel was a very great choice, because I've mentioned in past videos where, to me, the sun feels like energy, movement, active engagement with things, and the moon representing, to me, the night sky, representing darkness, representing stillness, calmness, a very benign flow, a place where you could be still and just experience things happening around you in the stillness. And Jacob's energy throughout the entirety of the piece was very reflective of that, and Daniel's stillness throughout the entirety of the piece was also very reflective of that. And I thought that that was a really nice touch there. I thought the lighting and the minimal set design was actually very superb. You know, it didn't need a ton of things happening in the set design itself, just because there was so much happening in the music and so much happening in the energy of both artists, and I loved that. So in terms of the music, let's jump into the analysis so I can actually pick it apart a little bit more and talk about it more in depth. But I loved this piece. Oh my gosh. Immediately, beautiful chord progression, very gentle dissonances, but having this dampened effect and then just having that slide down. Like, let's listen to that again. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Love the precision in that.
2, 3, 4, 5.
What a chill groove.
If you wanna get sunshine, walking on the rooftop, I'ma go.
You just don't get these types of chords that often outside of the jazz scene. And even within the jazz scene, it's not executed like this. This genuinely feels so much like Jacob's unique style, and I love it.
Walking on the rooftop, I'ma go get some time alone with you.
I love how they contrast each other, not just in terms of energy, but in terms of their flow and their approach to music.
I'ma go get some time alone with you. Yeah, we could go dancing, soak up the disco. I dig it when I get that time alone with you.
Like, just notice how they're phrasing their cadences. Just in terms of Jacob is moonlight, where it's very precise, very exact, but it's also benign. It has this gentle approach and a little bit of fluidity in terms of how he structures his phrases. where there's a little bit of growth in that, but it's a very sharp cutoff. And with Daniel, you just get this time alone. You get a lot more flow and fluidity in his phrasing, and having that level of precision from Jacob, but not so uptight, and having a beautiful fluidity from Daniel, but not have it be so loose, still have it be within the confines of the rhythm of the piece, and just meshing them together. It's just immediately in this opening section, you just get this great contrast and combination of these two environments, and it's so good.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning.
Love that. Love the way he just engages with that, because we're in this chilled groove, and then ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, dude. So much dynamic energy just constantly being introduced throughout the piece.
I dig it when I get that.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning.
Oh!
See the sun up in the sky.
Yeah, just the section is so great, dude. You just get these beautiful, quick vocal runs. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. And in that exact contrast, within that same musical phrase, you get this elongated, oh, and it just pairs so well together. These contrasts complement each other so well, dude. I love it so much.
You see the sun up in the sky. It's gonna shine on you.
Oh! The precision in the notes there. Yes, the mixing and mastering in this, you can obviously tell that a lot of these sounds aren't done just through the voice. There is a lot of editing done in this. But that being said, the vocal precision and the approach to so many of these stylistic effects are so well executed, dude. It's really incredible. And the fact that they utilize the musical editing to not really impede on the performance aspect, not just in terms of their gestures, but in terms of the music itself, you can absolutely tell that the music being sung is being actually performed well, that it isn't just completely auto-tuned or isn't all done through the computer. This actually is real, authentic, excellent musical performance that's being elevated to the next level with expert mixing and mastering. And yeah, dude.
It's gonna shine on you.
When I'm alone.
It's a beautiful Sunday.
Yeah.
And when you see the little moon, you're not gonna let it shine on you. So open up and let the groove fall down.
When I'm alone with you. If you wanna get dirty.
The way that they're layering all of these lines is so good. You get these very bright effects from Jacob, do 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 do, and then do do do. You just get this very bright energy from Jacob and this very chilled groove from Daniel, and that sun and moon correlation is just so apt for this type of aesthetic. It's so good. Like I was mentioning, this composition and arrangement and just the way that it's all being layered, it's so excellent, dude.
If you wanna get dirty, slipping on the mudslide, we could cut the chit chat. Give me that.
Fun effects.
Oh, yeah.
We could skip the border, swim around the ocean.
Man, the octopus like when you give me that.
Just even moments like had so much character to the piece.
When you give me that.
Not that it's lacking any character to begin with.
It's a beautiful Sunday.
That record scratch was so well placed.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. You see the sun up in the sky. It's gonna shine on you. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. And when you see the little moon, you're not gonna let it shine on you. Open up the sky, let the groove fall down.
play on these rhythms is so insane, dude. Oh yeah.
Shines down on me.
Incredible transition.
So good, so bright. You're all I see. At times may find our hearts.
Love these very, I guess you could call them staccato, but to me they feel more marcato. Staccato meaning very sharp, very exact, very crisp. Marcato meaning very quick, but also bouncy, using it more as a springboard to launch into the next note or the next cadence or whatever. And just this vibe, this aesthetic, it's incredible, dude.
So good, so bright. You're all I see. At times may find our hearts grow heavy. So good, so bright. You're all I need.
Ah, that unison was lovely. Unisons are very difficult to pull off, and I've mentioned this before in past videos, but when it comes to unisons, depending on how many people are either in the choir, in the group, or even in this case, just the duet, you need to make sure both of you are dead center in the middle of the pitch, that your vowel inside matches the same as your duet partner, that your lip shape matches the same as your duet partner, and that your dynamics match the same as your duet partner in order to make as close to a perfect unison as possible. Make sure that quarter tones aren't being affected. And knowing Jacob, I'm sure he loves playing with quarter tones, which are tones in between half steps on the piano. But moving beyond that, just the fact that they start at this very, very strong unison and just branch out beautifully. Like, let's listen to it again.
Our hearts grow heavy. So good, so bright. You're all I need.
Yeah.
All night, star bright. Shines down on me. So
I love that dampened effect on the trumpet there.
good, so bright. You're all I see.
I love Jacob's energy too. It contrasts Daniel's energy so well. Like, again, their contrast is, I love it.
Good, so bright. You're all I see. At times we may find hearts grow heavy. So good, so bright. You're all I need. I know you wanna make it to Nirvana. Lay all day in bed with me and teach me how to love ya. You wanna be my partner, but baby, please believe me, loving me ain't easy. I'ma need some time
what a
with
groove.
You gon' need some time with me. Who knows what we're gonna do? All I hope is you don't leave. All night, star bright. All night, shines down on me. I'ma need some time with you. So good, so right. So bright. You're all I see. Need some time with me. At times we may find hearts grow heavy. Hearts will grow heavy. So good, so right.
I love that everything in this piece at some point was already introduced to us at this point, but it's just being utilized in so many different creative ways. Like, I keep hearing elements of those record scratches coming in at very well-placed times. This chordal progression is something that I'm already familiar with just a few added higher notes just to not only round out the chord a little bit more, but keep this progression alive and moving. And this entire piece just constantly feels like there's so much more happening, even though so many of the fundamental elements were already introduced to us. It just constantly feels alive. Nothing feels stagnant. There's always movement and momentum and energy and charisma. And oh my gosh, it's just so good.
Hearts will grow heavy. So good, so right.
Who's that?
The most beautiful girl in the whole wide world, and she's mine, all mine. And I want her to know my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. The most beautiful girl in the whole wide world, and she's mine.
Just that. Oh yeah, dude. Love these zippers into the strong snare. Oh, these kick drums!
And I wanted to know that my feelings show. Give me time.
These chord progressions are insane!
Oh, my word, 'cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone. You're the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. 'Cause she's mine, oh mine. And I wanted to know that my feelings show. I need time, give me time alone.
Oh, the incorporation of the bass here is so good! So many layers stacking on top of each other, just making this fundamental vocal line just feel so energized, and it feels so alive, dude. And it's not just because Jacob is really in your face, it's the music. Even if I wasn't looking at the video, it just feels so engaging, dude. Oh, beautiful transition from all of this intense energy back into this original state of the song. Just do. Oh, dude, what a great transition.
Oh, man. And I wanted to know my feelings.
Yeah, really great contrast from how it originally started, where even though we're taking the theme of the beginning of the piece, we're adding a little bit more liveliness to it, a little bit more energy, and maintaining that level of momentum that we just finished engaging with in that last section. So, oh my gosh, this piece is so well composed.
If you wanna get sunshine,
Yeah.
walking on the rooftop, we could cut the chit chat. I dig
Love the pan there in the left moving into the right.
it when I get that.
Ah.
I'ma go get some time alone with you. Time alone with you. Time alone with you.
Very, very, very few people would even attempt to compose something like this. The chordal progressions they sound very audibly pleasing, but when you actually break the chords down into what they are, they're so complex and intricate, and it feels like such a chilled groove, and at least in my body, it feels very relaxed and flow-like and loose, but it's so precise, the precision in this piece. And I'm gonna go a little philosophical, and it's gonna sound a little off topic, but I promise it's related. When you look at someone like Bruce Lee, who had said that he could take martial arts into his life, that martial arts was his life, in the idea that you take a lot of the disciplines and a lot of the wisdom that you've gained in one field of your life that you've devoted a lot of your time to, and correlate different elements of that into the way you truly live your life, even outside of the discipline itself. It's very true with music in this case as well, where you take contrasting elements and find real harmony within those contrasting elements. And you take that outside of music in the idea of, and I've mentioned this on the channel before, where I do not like surrounding myself with people who think like me. I do not like surrounding myself with people who have the exact same opinions as I do, have the exact same sense of morality, or the exact same virtues or principles or view of the world that I do. They engage with the world in a way that is uniquely their own, or engage with the world in a way that is richly infused in a culture that they grew up with, or whatever the case is. It's contrast from the way that I engage with the world. And I love being able to understand them because I already know how I think about the world. I already know how I engage with the world. I want to enrich myself with how other people engage with the world. And when you actually approach these subjects with an open mind and an open heart, engage with other people in a way that's really authentic, and you genuinely want to get a better understanding as to how they live with the world and how their view and way of engagement with the world can actually enrich your own way of engaging with the world, I find to be critically important. And I've been able to become a wiser, stronger, more capable version of myself because I've been able to learn from other people's cultures, other people's traditions, the way other people engage with the world. You know, I have 5 friends and many colleagues and acquaintances, but I have 5 friends because I believe being a friend is a full-time job. And out of these 5 friends, all of them, every single one of them, has a very unique view of the world. And all of them are in contrast to mine. And I love them for that. I love them for a bunch of reasons, but I really love the fact that we can openly engage in discussion and conversation about the different ways that we view the world, in the different ways that we engage with the world, because we recognize each other's character. One of my friends couldn't be more polar opposite to me in terms of the way that he engages with the world. And for most people, I feel like that would be very much considered a threat, because you look at someone who engages with the world very differently from you and you see that they're happy and successful, and that might be a threat to someone in the way that, you know, you're living your life and you're struggling, but you think that your virtues are righteous and justified, and you see somebody else with a completely different view of the world and they're successful, and that could be very threatening. For things that have no power would not be considered a threat. So it's really important to be able to take elements of their lives that you find admirable, even if you don't find everything they're doing admirable or respectful, you can at least take elements of their life of, wow, this particular quality about you is something that I deeply admire and respect, and I want to adopt that. And I look at his character, that friend that has a completely different view of the world than I do, and I look at his character and I look at how funny he is and how charismatic he is. And even though we engage with the world in very polarizing ways, we take particular elements and qualities about each other and incorporate them into our lives. And we become better for it. We become stronger and wiser and more capable for it. And a particular level of contrast, a particular level of dissonance, I believe is mandatory towards creating a functioning society. If you were to have an entire society of all people who just think like you and operate the same way you do, have the same values, same principles, same everything as you do, at least learning from history and trying to create a perfect utopia of all of those people who operate under the same views as you, I think all of that is doomed to fail. Inevitably. Having contrast, having differences of opinion, different outlooks and different perspectives, different ways to observe one particular subject matter, I think is so critical towards overcoming hardship, overcoming obstacles. And music was my first teacher in that lesson, where once upon a time, there was a time in my life where I only wanted to surround myself with people who thought like me because I needed confirmation that my views were justified. I wasn't able to depend on myself that my own values were good enough. You know, I needed acceptance from others. And when I started branching out, kind of being able to understand that my views and the ways that I engage with the world are not only authentically my own, but I built them myself. I've cultivated a lot of different aspects about life that I respect and have molded it into my own way of engaging with the world. And it is richly and authentically my own. I not only love that about myself, but I don't need other people to verify it. And music really helped grind that lesson into me. And it's music like this that just exemplifies that, showing that extraordinary contrast and varying styles of engagement, whether it's very chilled and laid back like Daniel was, or very energetic and in your face like Jacob was, and just stacking and layering multiple ideas and multiple concepts and creating something foundationally not just strong, but dazzling. You created something so remarkable and so unique, based out of dissonance, based out of contrast, and That is such an important lesson to learn, I feel. And very similar to that Bruce Lee metaphor, you just take dissonance, you take contrast, and if you can actually structure it in a way that is rich, in a way that is well understood, well controlled, and still gives the opportunity to explore, not keep it completely in line and stagnant, but keep it expansive, keep it free, but still keep it structured. Very similar to parenting in that way. You want a child to explore the world around them. You want them to be curious. You want them to engage with the world, but not do so in a way that's completely self-destructive. You know, you need to protect them from themselves in some key ways, provide a certain level of structure, but still promote exploration and curiosity. And that's exactly what this music exemplifies. And I love that so much, dude. Really great job, Jacob and Daniel. Really amazing stuff here. Loved it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to all of them, so please know that your comments do not go unnoticed, and I do take them into consideration as I make future videos. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you guys would like to stop by and say hey or ask any questions about myself or the channel, I'd be more than happy to be there for you guys. I want to take this time to appreciate all of you for being here and watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to me. So honestly, thank you so much. And I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.